Hello and welcome to Know Your Representative, the program that bridges the visible gap between lawmakers and their constituents. I am Mariah Olashende. Today on the show, my guest is a ranking lawmaker from Nasarawa South Senatorial District, Senator Mohammed Ogoshi Onawo. He is the Chiroma Doman. He's also the Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Nasene. We'll take a short break where you get to know more about my guest. I'll be back soon. Stay with us. The task of the leaders is to get their people from where they are to where they've not been. How do we hold our leaders accountable in the business of lawmaking and representation?
The mandate that you have given to us is not abused in any way.
The primary purpose of government is to ensure the welfare and security of the Nigerian people.
Constituency projects had noble intentions and they still remain the most veritable tool.
Do they really know their representatives at the states and national assemblies?
Our people, they don't have water, they are suffering. They only drink water from where rain fall.
For the current one, the 10th assembly, I don't really know who is in charge.
From the mountaintops to the deepest valleys, we're ready to go an extra mile just to show Nigerian your constituency projects. Know your representative with Mariah, bridging the visible gap. Welcome back, and the program is still Know Your Representative with Mariah. My guest today is a ranking senator representing Nasarawa South Senatorial District, Senator Mohammed Ogoshi Onawo. Sir, you're welcome to Know Your Representative.
I welcome you to my office.
So let's start briefly. Tell us, how did you join into politics?
Like I said, I got into politics by destiny, because by my disposition and approach to life, I think I don't belong in politics. But whatever God destines for you is what you set out to accomplish, and that's how I found myself in politics. And so far, so good.
Give us a brief biography about yourself.
I brought myself into politics after finishing my private service, because I've never worked with government. Immediately I finished my school, finished my NYSC. I opted to work with private sector. First, I got engaged with Plateau Radio Television then, and it was just about being set up, and we were in office for 3 months, no work, just come to sign and leave and get salary. And I said that's not the kind of work I wanted, so I was looking for somewhere I could get myself engaged usefully. And I found a bottling company then in Jos and got involved, and since then I was actively involved in private sector until 2002 when I resigned, and the next spot was politics. Contested in 2003, won and became Speaker of Nasarawa State House of Assembly, served for 8 years, and contested again for House of Representatives 2011 and won. I was lucky again to be there for 8 years. 2019, I tried to come to the Senate. I was not successful at the primaries. I joined my partner and friend, Solomon Adokwe. We worked together, and unfortunately, he too was not successful. So in 2023, I took a shot again, and by the grace of God, I'm here today.
When you lost in 2019, the 4 years, were you using it to lobby your people? You're just doing your on-the-ground work in your constituents?
I continued serving people because rendering service has been part of my life, and I enjoy rendering service. And I was not away from my people, and we continued together until 2023 when they helped to bring me here again, and by the grace of God.
So let me ask, what's the relationship between you and your constituents?
Very, very cordial. I walk into my constituency any day, any time, morning, afternoon, night, without an orderly. I trek from house to house. When I go for condolences, I go for marriage ceremonies, or I go for normal visitation, I go to see our royal fathers, I go to see our stakeholders, I go to see the ordinary people. I walk from house to house without an orderly, and with people. I wish you could come along with me one day to my constituency and see how it looks like.
How many local governments do you have under your senatorial district?
5, Away, Doma, Kiana, Lafia, and Obi.
And how do you intend to reach out to each of these local governments?
I intend to touch the lives of my people more positively than what I had done before. In the areas of education, healthcare, water supply, infrastructure, and so many things. One will be wondering, why am I mentioning this while I'm just a legislator? Apart from my zeal and my will to contribute positively to positive impact making bills, I have the capacity to lobby, to make sure that the federal government knows that there is a component of this country that I am representing, and whatever is there that will make their lives better, I will lobby to make sure that they feel the impact of the federal government. And many people talk about constituency projects. Some people misunderstand that concept to mean we are giving money to go to our constituencies to go and share or do projects that some people squander. No, it's not that. We lobby through projects, through budget. I have some remote places that up to now motorcycles cannot go. You use your leg, or you ride a bicycle, or you take a motorcycle to a certain point. It is my responsibility to tell government that people are existing there and they are contributing their quota to making this country great. They are farming. There are lots of solid mineral deposits in those domains. The federal government has to make their life better so that they cannot shift from there to the city to constitute nuisance. You understand? So our ability to take government closer to them by going there to make sure that we provide boreholes with the availability of solar lights now. We provide solar light for them to make their children read at night or make life better for them. We provide roads, even if there is not tarred, at least we make sure that we make it accessible so that at least their children can go to school. We provide classrooms. We pay their children's school fees to go and write JAM and exams, to provide for them to go to the university and things like that. So in doing that continually, you will see that the lives of your people will get better without them leaving to come to the city. There are localities that ordinarily will have to trek for 3-4 hours to come to either Doma, Lafia, before to write, to fill forms online for their WAEC, NECO, and so on. Now they sit in their villages and do that because we have taken the impact of government to them through these constituency projects. And sometimes, let's say, for example, I am allocated 200 million as my constituency projects. It doesn't mean that this 200 million is going to be given to me. I will have to say through the budget, in this place I want to build a classroom worth 10 million. Here I want to put ICT center worth 20 or 30 million. Here I want to grade this road, I want to build this culvert, I want to do this, making sure that within that 200 million, I touch the local governments that I am representing, at least one project or two or three, depending on how much and the volume and the volume of the project. So if you do that, you will find that it is going to be very difficult for the federal government to release that 200 million to you. Let me give you an example. In 2012, when I came, I said, okay, this is a federal government. They have a big purse. They can do anything they want to do. So we put a moderate 100 and something million, I've forgotten the exact figure,
For the budget of your constituency.
for the budget of my constituency to construct a road inside Doma town. For the whole of the 4 years, or let's say for the whole of the 4 years I spent, that money did not come out. I was budgeting money year in, year out. That road was not done. It nearly cost me my career. Some people even had to go to EFCC to report that I was giving money and that road was not done. The EFCC had to go and investigate at the ministry that money was domiciled and discovered that what was released to the contractor out of that 100 and something million was just 20 million. And with 20 million, with the 20 million the contractor tried, she started with a culvert, with drainage, and no money was coming again, so she had to stop. And that drainage that she did became more problem because when it rained, water now had where it could flow through and was rushing into people's houses, so it became a problem for me. So it is not everything that they say they have allocated to us that is normally being released. So at the end, we normally have to lobby through other committees. If I have a friend, an associate who is in one committee or the other, I go to him, I said, okay, look, this is my problem. I have this and this problem. Please, can you help me with just one bridge, one culvert, one classroom, one ICT center, depending on who I am talking to and what committee he belongs. He will also come to me in my committee. Please help me with this in your budget. And we do. That is the spirit of being together here as colleagues. We help ourselves. And by helping ourselves, we are also helping our constituents down the line. And by doing that, we are even reducing pressure for the federal government. You understand? So that is how we operate. And so far, we have been doing the best we can, and we are leaving the rest to God.
Now, as a ranking senator, you're more experienced, you have more reach, and you have more connections. So what will you do differently to avoid what happened the last time?
Doing anything to avoid such a mistake again is to look at projects that can easily be executed. Executing a road project is not a small project. You understand? It's not a small project. It's not a small exercise.
Now, was it a federal road?
It was a township road, and it's not a federal road. And that was why I provided it from my constituency project. And so, if it was a federal road, it's my responsibility to go through to all the people that matter to make sure that the contractor that is awarded does the job. But because it is within my this thing, now that between 2011, 2012 to date, lots of things have changed. And there are committees now for legislative compliance and things like that. They can summon such contractors to come to the assembly to explain why such things are not done.
Have the funds go?
Yes, and where did the funds go, and whether or not they are paid, whether or not they followed the due process to get the contract and things like that. And so the instances of such projects not being done are minimal. You find that such projects will not be done, and you cannot blame the contractor if he is not funded. If he is not funded, it is left to this committee to find out why they have not been funded. If there were no releases, there's nothing they can do.
So in terms of health, how do you intend to facilitate more projects to your constituency?
Right from the State House of Assembly, on a yearly basis, I do medical outreaches. There are those that get critically ill. I went into agreement with a hospital in Lafia, based in Shabu, that anybody from my constituency that is sick, that has reported to me that he's sick, instead of giving him money, I refer him to that hospital. They treat him and they bring me the bills to pay. Apart from that, I go for for medical outreaches to reach out to the villages that cannot come to Lafia, Doma, Kiana, or Obi towns. So what I intend to do is that I have currently purchased an ambulance fully equipped with equipment that they can even do operation inside. We will go from what I intend to go from ward to ward out of these 53 wards between this beginning period to the end of our term, to make sure that I cover the 53 wards that have elected me to come here, that we'll make sure that we go to impact on the lives of those that have brought us here.
Education?
Education, every year we pay school fees for children who are in the universities, some in the secondary schools, that their parents are not capable of paying such fees. We buy forms and registration fees for those who want to register for JAM, WAEC, NECO, whatever exam is there for them to go. And then when they go, we give them scholarship. If you go to my website now, you will find that if you go to www.mohamedogoshionow.com.ng, you will find a section for scholarship. You fill this thing, we verify whether you are in school or you are not, what is your performance and things like that. If you are worth being sponsored, we sponsor you, because
you have people to do the monitoring.
Exactly. In the past, somebody will call you, or he wants school fees. You will send him money, because with mobile money now, somebody that you don't even know will call you and tell you that he has a problem and school fees and this and this and this. You send the money only for you to come and discover later that the guy is not even in school. And so we have set mechanisms now to find out whether these people are actually in school, what is their performance in school, are they really serious students, so that at least by the time we pay, we make sure that at least we are paying for those that deserve it. We want to also give special interest to those who are studying specialized courses like law, medicine, veterinary medicine, architecture, or computer science, or any engineering course, and so many of these things. So that at least by the end of these 4 years, we would have said, this is what we have achieved in the area of education. Water supply, we We've been supplying water to remote areas through boreholes and things like that. And we intend to continue.
We all know that the function of a lawmaker includes lawmaking, representation, and oversight. So while you were campaigning, you must have made several promises to your constituents. But in all, which is your burning heart desires for your constituents? What do you intend to do for them? What is in your heart to do for your constituency?
Yeah, we lack access roads. There are a lot of federal government roads that have been gazetted since early 70s. They've been abandoned, like the Lafia Doma Abuja road. It has been there since early 60s. It was gazetted by the federal government in the 70s, and nobody has given attention to this road. When we were young in the schools, we used to see people coming to survey the road. Even the trees are complaining now that they are peeling them and painting them every year. We intend to follow up with the federal government through our colleagues here to make sure that at least the federal government gives that road attention. If this is done, I think I would have achieved the greatest thing in my life. State government has done its part. They were supposed to have done the initial survey, which they have done. I think they finished that survey in 2009. And we have asked for the survey to be upgraded, because whatever the cost was, whatever inputs they had made that time, at least years after that, particularly with inflation and things must have changed. So we have requested that should be reviewed so that at least we can bring a fresh request, and we are following it up.
So finally, what are your plans for the people of Nasarawa South Senatorial District?
Well, like they have gotten from me before, good representation, care for their lives, empowerment for the youths and the women, and particularly the indigents, the widows. We have been there for them before. We cannot leave them. They are responsible for our being here, and they should not expect less from us. It can only get better.
Now let's talk about the relationship between you and your governor. He's in the ruling party, you're in the opposition. What's the relationship? How cordial is it?
We have had a good cordial relationship in Nasarawa State for a very long time. Let me look at our former governor and a former senator, the person I have replaced. We contested together, and God brought me here today. He went to court, he went to the tribunal, and out of his own free volition, he withdrew the case because of the good relationship that have existed between us. Our tribes have had a good relationship over the years. Our royal fathers have been together looking over us over the years. And the present governor has been somebody we have been relating with over the years. And I want you to know that both the former governor and the present governor were products of PDP. We were together and we are still together. Political parties are just like the dresses we change from time to time. We drop from here and join this vehicle, provided we reach. That's it. So, of our personal relationship, it has been excellent. I relate very well with His Excellency Senator Tanko Almakura. I relate very well with the present governor, despite the fact that the matter between him and PDP is still in court. But for now, he is our governor until the court decides otherwise. And so we have maintained a good relationship in the state, and that is why we visit ourselves, we talk to ourselves, we share ideas where it is necessary. And by the grace of God, our common interest is Nasarawa State.
Have you always been in PDP, or you had to decamp from one party to the other?
Since 1998, when I joined PDP, I never left, even for any reason.
I hope you got the prayers in your email.
If it has reached my mailbox, I would have been in the sky by now.
Okay, and that's a good place to end it on Know Your Representative with Mariah. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
The task of the leaders is to get their people from where they are to where they've not been. How do we hold our leaders accountable in the business of lawmaking and representation?
The mandate that you have given to us is not abuse in any way.
The primary purpose of government is to ensure the welfare and security of the Nigerian people.
Constituency project had noble intentions, and they still remain the most veritable tool.
Do they really know their representatives at the states and national assemblies?
Our people, they don't have water, they are suffering. They only drink water from where rain fall.
For the current one, the 10th assembly, I don't really know who is in charge.
From the mountaintops to the deepest valleys, we're ready to go an extra mile just to show Nigerian your constituency projects. Know Your Representative with Mariah, bridging the visible gap. That's our package for you today, your Know Your Representative with Mariah. Join me same time next week as I bring you another lawmaker who has impacted positively in his or her constituents at the grassroots level. For missed episodes, you can catch up on our YouTube page, MyBase TV. Thanks for watching. I am Mariah Ogoshi. Stay safe and God bless Nigeria.